Welcome back to Delta Hands. By beginning and ending each day with painting or sketching, Ginger Ford observes the changes of life by reflecting light.
The best artist in the world was God. I mean, that's what God is an artist. And I mean, it's creating. And I think that that's the excitement is, it's a God thing, you know, it's creating artwork. Not that God would sit down and paint this necessarily, but it's that gift of taking whatever's in front of you, and you never know what that is, and being able to come up with something that's pleasant, that gives joy. I find joy in just getting up in the morning and looking over at my paints that I have at hand, and you know, just grabbing whichever ones that appeal to me. I don't do a lot of planning. It's a lot of spontaneity with my artwork. I get up and I look at my paints. I get excited by looking at paints. So the joy for me comes from just getting up and thinking, what paints do I have left that I can use? What items do I have to paint on? And then usually what I do is I just sort of clear my mind, and I will approach a canvas or a piece of paper not knowing what I'm going to paint. I don't know if I'm going to paint a seascape or a mosaic design or just paint an abstract design. And I've got to admit, unlike a lot of other artists, I don't even plan my palette. I just let my eye go to the colors that I'm attracted to at that time, and I just put them out and start painting. Artwork itself, the reason why I enjoy it, and I paint just about every day. I get up in the morning and paint a little bit and paint in the evenings, is it keeps me focused on what this life is really about. It's a God thing, and it's a good thing, and it's a mysterious thing, but it's exciting and it's adventurous, and each one of us experiences it in a different way. And I love, coming up with new artwork every day. I think that a lot of us are focused on some of the negative things in the world, and this is my way of getting away from that and doing something positive. Regardless of if I'm down or up, I can paint and get relief from that, and feel like people that have my artwork will get relief from, the everyday feeling that life can have, and that, people determine how you perceive the world. I want to perceive it as an individual. I think when you look at my artwork and you say, whoever she is, she's okay with being herself. I'm expressing myself, I know it's different, and I'm okay with other people looking at it and going, well, what is that, or why is she doing that, or hey, I like it, or maybe I don't like it, but I'm okay with being myself and getting different reactions from different people. And so I feel like I've arrived as a human being, that I can be myself, whether it's through my art or my opinions, my interest, the things that I choose to stand up for in life, and it's okay, and it's not going to be like everybody else. And I'm going to get a varied, very diverse reaction to my experience as a human being, but that's okay. So I can live in peace, and I don't have to defend or worry that somebody's going to take something away from me, or I'm not going to get something that I want. That I feel like I wake up every day with everything I need to express myself as a human, and to be as creative but as valuable to the rest of the world as I can be on a day-to-day basis. A lot of my paintings do look like stained glass windows. I've always been fascinated with the tops of jewelry boxes and treasure chests and stained glass windows in churches, and I like to use iridescent paints, metallics, interference colors. So I think that's the fascination, is I like to watch things change. I like the metallic colors. I like geometric designs, even though I was very poor in geometry. But I like to work with sculpting tools. I very rarely paint with a paintbrush. I paint with sculpting tools, broken plastic forks, knives, just any different things I can get my hands on. A lot of things that I guess carpenters might use, wood carvers would use, I use to move paint around on a canvas. A lot of the things I move around on a canvas don't just include paint, oil paints or acrylics or watercolors, but also inks and a lot of texturizers. Because the more texture I put on the canvas, the more dimension, and it looks different depending on the light source. Sometimes I feel like people get more than one painting when they buy one of my paintings, but because depending on where they hang it, it changes color and it looks different. And it brings light into the house. I think more people are willing to change their light sources or open their windows and not just put a painting up to fill up a space or bring an image in. That I'm trying to get them to invite light sources and to vary that. I think most of my work is calming. Sometimes when I'm agitated, I'll paint, and I'll try to paint things that will calm me down. I get bored very easily, so I'm always going to the store to get different paints or different additives and trying to come up with a different set of colors, a different palette, different ideas for images. And I just think that it's just wide open. There's no constraints on that. Self-expression. It's like a musician or sculptor or someone who writes. I mean, it's a way that I express myself. And like this morning, I got up to paint, and I don't turn the TV on before I start painting. I paint first because I don't want the TV to determine my mood or rearrange my thoughts. I wake up in the morning and I paint or I sketch. And then I try to end my day that way. It's a great way to, get my thoughts back together and get centered on what's important. I'm real okay with getting mad. I do some of my best artwork when I'm mad. When I'm sort of down, I do great artwork. When I'm happy, I do great artwork. So I've become very attuned to my mood, but also I value all of my moods. I wouldn't want to be happy, joyous, and free all the time. I've got to have a comparable. I've got to know what it's like to feel a little down, feel a little confused, feel a little distracted, because you can express yourself in different ways with those different moods. It's about, art allows me to enjoy the human experience. That's what it's about.
Just ahead on Delta Hands, a journey back from the beaches of Belize to the dance halls of St. Landry.